Welcome back. So it's time for more news in our segment we creatively call Double News.
Now here's the news!
Again! I did really well with that one.
You did really good.
Okay, so this week's news story research led me all over the place, and I hope that my picks are not too safe or boring, but it was these or multiple stories about guys getting arrested for having sex with different pieces of furniture. So I was like, maybe let's choose science over these weirdos. Like, I guess it's not hurting anyone, but maybe do it at home or in a quiet corner of IKEA without anyone present. The end tables are looking especially nice this year, rounded and firm. Anyway, okay, so I have two small science-y stories.
Okay.
My first double news story is about engineered meat. According to Business Insider, an Australian startup made a volleyball-sized meatball from extinct woolly mammoth DNA. Did you see this?
I saw it, but I didn't look in the details.
Okay,
Tell
yeah.
me more.
So no one tasted it, which I think is a shame.
That is
but
a
it's
shame.
because they were worried humans would be allergic because it's a 5,000-year-old meat. They didn't want to test it on us. But I'm like, it's
What?
meat.
It's
We're
meat.
probably fine.
What difference does that
Who's
make?
allergic to a meat anyway? Like, I have not heard of that really at all.
That was a dumb precaution.
Yeah, I think
Someone
so,
should have
too.
tasted
Like,
this crap.
Someone would have done it. Okay, the company is doing it to raise awareness that this can be a possibility for future meats.
Sure.
But, yeah, they'll be making meats that we're accustomed to, not woolly mammoth, although it would be kind of wild. I mean, they said it smelled really good.
I'm sure humans 5,000 years ago were eating it.
That's what they said.
So what the heck is the problem?
They're just worried that we, changed our insides too much or something.
Man,
But it's like, whatever.
that is a wasted
We
opportunity.
could eat almost anything,
Yeah.
probably, and live. We're like cockroaches.
You can eat a sewer rat
Yes, we
and
could.
live.
Yes.
So what are we talking
what
about
the heck?
here?
So I was a little disappointed with them in that. Be better, guys.
Somebody ate that.
Somebody
Somebody ate that for
Afterwards?
sure. No doubt.
Love it. Okay, my second little story is this. You know how scientists just kind of confirmed that velociraptors probably had feathers?
I did not, but I mean,
What?
I know that the feather thing
yeah,
is
okay.
a thing. I
So
didn't.
that's
I hadn't
like a
heard that
thing.
particular.
Oh, for velociraptors? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was their example.
Okay.
So now they're saying the T-Rex most likely had scaly lips that went over their teeth.
Okay.
And
Questions here already,
Yeah,
but go
okay,
ahead.
okay.
Continue.
I really want them to make a Jurassic Park with these changes because although it will still be terrifying, I think these two little things will make a big difference in the dinosaurs appearing like monsters versus appearing like animals. Like,
Okay.
basically the T-Rex is now a dog.
It's like. See, I don't understand this though. I saw
What?
this headline and I
Okay.
didn't get it because I was like, of course it has lips. It's not like it's walking around with its teeth exposed all
No,
the
but
time.
I think like how we've made the movies and stuff, the teeth are out, and they're saying it would have been covered by lips, even when they're roaring and eating and opening their mouth.
So it's like
Yeah,
all the time. So how does
like
it
you
eat?
could. They said you could barely see like the tips of a few teeth.
I just don't see how that's different from like all animals. Like
That's what I'm
lizards
saying.
already
but, like,
now
we've
have that.
said that they didn't have it over their teeth.
I don't know. I've seen
Before
Jurassic Park
this.
like 100,000 times, and they close their mouths, and their teeth aren't showing.
Maybe you're right.
I just, yeah.
But that's what the scientists were saying, that we didn't think this before. Now we think this.
Oh,
Because-
so they were saying that, okay.
Yeah, because the reason they think this is because they can see the wear on the teeth versus like I think it's a certain crocodile or something doesn't have lips over something.
So they're always showing.
And you can and there's a wear pattern and the T-Rex doesn't have that wear pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like they had to have had like lips.
It sounds like you're kind of saying that like the people who made the T-Rex in Jurassic Park just kind of went on their own thing and it wasn't
Maybe
based
they did.
necessarily on science.
Now I'm going to have to rewatch
This
it.
is the thing. I've seen this story like for the last week and I don't get it. Somebody explain to me what the distinction is between them having lips and like
They said
not
it looked
having
like
lips.
one of those like little like dragons, you know?
Yeah, the Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
Which is how it looks in the movie.
It does?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Like, I don't understand this walking around with teeth exposed thing. That's crazy. Who has ever drawn a T-Rex like that? And who has ever thought that a T-Rex walks around with just its teeth showing all the
So
time?
maybe we all thought it was like that, like regular humans,
Yeah.
and the scientists.
And the
were
scientists
like,
were
"We
the
just
only
discovered
ones
this."
who were like, This is a discovery, man. Science is so lame
I don't
sometimes.
know.
Come on, Captain Obvious. Like, jeez. You think their mouth was just like open with their teeth showing the whole time? Who thought that? Maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm not a scientist. Morgan is way more of a scientist than I am.
I really want to watch it again.
We'll watch
Anyway.
it. We'll
Okay,
watch
cool. We have 2 copies.
We do.
Nerds.
Everybody had Jurassic Park.
What do you got?
Okay, so there was a man, a con artist, who was striking at and ripping off the publishing industry and authors.
Okay.
So he acted like he was an editor and a literary agent, and he would pull off what were basically heists of unpublished manuscripts. Margaret Atwood, who wrote The Handmaid's Tale, and Ethan Hawke, who's an actor, both of them had theirs hit by this guy. So the weird thing about this guy's theft, though, was that the manuscripts never ended up online anywhere or in some bootleg bookstore. They just were stolen and then kept.
What?
Never made any money off them. And it had been going on
Okay.
since 2016. Over 1,000 manuscripts stolen by this guy.
1,000?
But no monetary gain from it. He was finally caught last year when he flew to America. It turns out 29-year-olds. There's something about 29-year-olds
Ooh.
and these like con crimes.
Yeah.
So he was born in Italy, 29-year-old guy.
Okay.
But he worked in the publishing industry in London. He confessed to all of it. He's been in jail for the last year. He pleaded guilty to one charge of wire fraud, which could have carried a sentence of up to 20 years, but they ended up just giving him the time that he'd already spent in jail, and he's going to get deported. He's also going to pay $88,000 in restitution. But why did he do it?
Yeah.
What was the motivation? So in a letter to the judge, he said, he's just a diehard lover of books, man. He said he started loving books as a kid, and then he got an internship with a publisher, but he had a hard time getting a full-time job in the industry. And while he's working with the publishers, he saw that all the higher-ups, the editors and the managers, they'd be getting all these manuscripts and getting to read and look at these books that were amazing, but he never got to see them because he was a low-level person. And he just loved these books, and he wanted to read, and he wanted to know. So he made fake email accounts, and then he would say, oh, I'm so-and-so, I'm an editor, I need your manuscript. And, of course, they would just give it to him because it's easy and it's just a document. And he would read them. And he would love them. And he just kept doing that over and over and over again. And he said it was never his plan to release the manuscripts. It just made him feel like he was a big player in the publishing industry, getting to see and read these books before anyone else, which I can completely relate to, man. I can completely relate to this hipster feeling of wanting to be the first person to know what is up. And he said it turned into a compulsion, and he couldn't stop.
How wild.
So wild and so cool.
That's
Because,
a really...
like, is it really a crime? Like, it didn't go anywhere. Like, he
didn't make money off of it.
He was only charged with wire fraud and impersonation, which is so crazy that you get 20 years for that.
20 years.
Luckily, he only got 1 year. I don't know.
That's
I sound like I'm like rooting for
crazy.
this guy, but like
That's really wild.
so you're gonna
thinking.
when you get into the publishing industry,
Dude.
don't do this.
Now I'm worried.
Gonna get in trouble.
Not going to get a job.
You're crazy. You're gonna do great.
Okay.
You can be your own publisher. All right, well, when we come back, we're doing a news segment based on some stuff that we've overheard out in the world. We're going to try to clear some things up in case stouts, just in case. Stay with us. We'll be right back.